But, being able to be able to come home, but it was also, a chance for me to do something with a very close friend of mine. And I know George Mason very well. George Mason recruited me out of college, Coach Larinaga, Bill Courtney, and the staff. And we had such a great relationship, even though I didn't end up coming to play at George Mason. Um, it was good enough where like they invited me back every summer to work their basketball camp. Some of the guys I've already known, Lamar Butler, I know like we're like really close. His brother played on my high school team. His father was a coach at my high school. And I live closer to Oxon Hill High School than Lamar does. So that's actually, we should have been teammates. But my mom sent me out to Gwynn Park High School for a number of reasons. But I've known those guys for a long time. John Vaughn, who's a big part of the George Mason family, and within our AAU program, John Vaughn was a year younger than us. But he, obviously, I know his coach. When he had a teammate that played with us as well. But I know John Vaughn very well. I've known Tony just because Tony's always been very competitive in the area, even though he's from Tacoma Park, which is kind of a different part of Maryland. But it was still close enough that we ran into each other a lot. He always played with a lot of fire and a lot of energy, and you knew like you had to be ready to play when you seen Tony. And then as I was in college, George Mason actually was able to get Following Campbell, but Boston College had me talking to Following Campbell to try to get him to come there. It was a lot of people that I was already in contact with and knew already. And just getting the opportunity to finally be on the same team with these guys, as opposed to an opponent, or the possibility of working with them. We've talked about it over the years, and I've always respected what all those guys have been going. But it's Tony Skinn, especially, just to see his rise in the college profession, the way he does it, with class, and it's not anything outside of what I am. I just kind of watched him, and we see each other on the road, and he's working, where a lot of times people are like socializing. It's a great opportunity if you wanted to like just socialize, because you're around all your boys, all the coaches, and you see him, he may be standing over in the corner just focusing on the games. And when we talked and he finally reached out to me for an opportunity, that was one of the things that he said he kind of admired about me. Like, hey man, I've been watching you over the years, and like you don't really get caught up in like all that other stuff. Like you just watch the games, focus, recruit, find players. And I think that's one of the things we had in common, and kind of drew us to each other. And then with him putting together a great staff with Steve Kern, Coach Mike, now Coach Mark, I think, it was a no-brainer for me to come over here. And it's also elevation for me. Like I said, all the stars kind of align. Being able to come to a better league, work with some guys that I know, be closer to home, all those things played a factor. And I'm just excited to be a part of the Mason Nation family at this point.
Hello, and thanks for watching. Be sure to give the video a like, and you can watch more videos over here. You can also click subscribe over here so you're notified when we have new content here on Expat Hoops.